You open the bag just to have one. Now it's gone. Not because you're weak, but because something ancient inside your brain was doing exactly what it was designed to do. Here's what changes everything. The thing you call a craving isn't a flaw. It's a survival system that kept your ancestors alive for 200,000 years. It's just running in a world it was never built for. Your ancestors didn't have guaranteed meals. For most of human history, food was scarce, and finding something calorie dense was a life or death event. When one of your ancestors found a tree full of ripe fruit, their brain flooded with a signal so powerful it overrode almost everything else. That signal said, "Stop everything. Eat as much as you can right now, because this might not be here tomorrow." That signal was dopamine, and it's still flooding your brain every time you open a bag of chips. Dr. Kent Berridge at the University of Michigan spent decades separating two systems most people assume are the same thing. There's the wanting system, driven by dopamine, the urge, the pull, the drive towards something. And there's the liking system, the actual pleasure of having it. Berridge found something disturbing. You can destroy the liking system in an animal and it will still want things desperately. It will pursue and never feel satisfied. Sound familiar? That's what happens when you eat past the point of enjoyment. The wanting didn't stop even though the liking ran out long ago. Your brain also evolved to crave novelty, because novelty meant something important had changed in the environment. A new water source, a new shelter, a new opportunity to survive. So your brain developed a dopamine spike for anything new. Now consider what a social media feed is, an infinite novelty machine. Every scroll is a new stimulus. Your brain cannot distinguish between discovering a new watering hole and receiving a new notification. It responds the same way it always has. More. Keep going. What's next? Dr. Anna Lemke at Stanford has documented how this ancient craving system gets hijacked by the modern world. The environment is now so saturated with stimulation that your brain's baseline pleasure threshold keeps rising. You need more to feel the same, and between hits, you feel worse than before. Nothing in the natural world was ever designed to exploit your reward system. But today's food scientists and software engineers know exactly how your dopamine system works. And they build for it deliberately. There's one more piece. Neuroscientist Gregory Burns at Emory University showed that the dopamine spike from anticipating a reward is often larger than the spike from receiving it. The wanting is more powerful than the getting. Your brain is not wired to be satisfied. It is wired to keep seeking. That's why finishing a show feels hollow. That's why the second piece is never as good as the imagined third one. The craving lives in the future. Your brain doesn't care much about the present. It cares about what comes next. Resistance alone has never worked. Willpower depletes. The ancient craving system doesn't. What your ancestors used instead of willpower was environment. They didn't resist the urge to wander toward danger. They built shelters that made wandering less likely. The craving didn't change. The context did. You have the same option. Food that isn't in the house doesn't get craved the same way. A phone that isn't on the nightstand doesn't pull you at midnight. Cravings need triggers, and triggers live in environments. Your brain is not broken. You are a modern human running ancient software in a world engineered to exploit it. The companies that design the things you crave understand your neurobiology better than you were ever taught in school. Now you do too. You opened the bag just to have one. And now you know exactly why you couldn't stop. Not because something is wrong with you, but because something very old inside you is working perfectly. It just doesn't know what year it is,